I'm Paulina Leiser, producer of Focus Today. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure to check our other videos at theDove.us.
Welcome to Focus Today, and we've got a lot of things to talk about regarding who the next president is going to be. Of course, we know who that is, but what he's going to do in office and some of the speculation and ideas that we can gather right now because of some of the promises that were made during the campaign. Josh Bernstein is with us once again. He's a host of the Josh Bernstein Show, also the official spokesperson for the Association of Mature American Citizens. Good to have you back, Josh, to kind of speculate about a few of these things. Let me just get your thought process on all of this. Now that the election has happened and all of that, were you surprised at what occurred?
No, I was not. As a matter of fact, if you go back some of my shows, and even on theDove, as a matter of fact, I said that Donald Trump was going to win the nomination right after the South Carolina primary. I figured if he could win heavy evangelical states like South Carolina, that Ted Cruz was not going to have a chance, and he was going to win the nomination. Then when the rest of the media was talking about how there's absolutely no way this is not going to be a contested convention, I publicly came out and said, you've got a better chance of seeing Barack Obama in Sunday church reading the Constitution than seeing a contested convention. So right away, all along, I was correct. I did predict that Donald Trump was going to win the presidency. The only thing that was holding me back was the massive amounts of voter fraud. And we now know that almost 3 million votes were cast illegally in this election. So really, Donald Trump probably won the popular vote by 66 or 65 million rather than the 62,900,000.
Well, and what became a very close election now, that makes a huge difference. Hopefully his concern over voter fraud we'll be looking at more closely and not forgetting about it for another 4 years like so often happens. So we'll have to see about that. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the ideas that Donald Trump has certainly said he is going to do when he gets into office. One of those has to do with Obamacare, and he said he's going to get rid of it. Some people were saying, yeah, you're a little thin, though, on specifics about what you're going to do. What's your speculation on his plan for Obamacare? From what he said, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I would hope that the House Republicans and the Republicans in general are getting together now, even beforehand, and coming up with a couple of different plans. I know that Paul Ryan and the House Republicans have had a plan for a while. We saw the 40-something symbolic votes to repeal Obamacare that obviously didn't go anywhere because of Barack Obama. And believe it or not, AMAC, that I'm a national spokesman for, has an amazing plan called AMAC's Best Plan. It's only 15 pages long. People can go check that out as well. But if you're going to repeal and replace, then you need to have a couple of options that are at the ready so that when you do say that you're going to repeal it, here's what we're going to replace it with. I think that opening up over state lines will increase competition, which will certainly decrease costs. I think that you need to curb a medical malpractice lawsuit reform. If you sue a doctor, you better be able to prove that that doctor did something bad to you. Otherwise, that doctor should be able to come after you. I definitely think we should continue to cover pre-existing conditions. Let's be humane about it. But let's not have the government do it. Let's have the insurance companies do it and give them tax breaks and tax incentives for incurring those types of losses. So I think that there's a lot of things that we can do. Obviously, health savings accounts is a huge an integral part of repealing and replacing Obamacare as well. I look forward to seeing what happens in the first 100 days. I think that that is a big campaign promise, and people like myself and others that voted for real change for once will be at the forefront, contacting Congress, doing whatever we can to make sure that these things are implemented.
And there are a few things, as you mentioned, that we know that President Trump has said he will do, and in fact, pre-existing conditions would be covered. I recall him saying that as well. So I suppose that AMAC has given your proposal to the Trump planners as a suggestion at this point?
Well, we're pretty confident that Congress knows about our plan, AMAC's Best Plan. And, we'd love to get it in front of the right people inside a Trump administration, because we feel it is a powerful plan. It really helps a lot of different people. You can keep your doctor for real. There's no Gruber lie in it. Your costs will go down. Co-pays are covered. So it's really a great plan. And again, it's only 15 pages long. If you look at Obamacare, it's 11,585,000 words. It's 20,202 pages. And if you stood every page on top of one another, it would stand 7 feet 2 inches tall. It is the medical albatross wrapped around our throats, squeezing the life and liberty out of each and every one of us. It needs to be fully repealed completely and replaced with something that is more sensible.
And how difficult is it to repeal a plan that's so large like that with something else?
Well, again, I don't believe it's going to be something that, is going to be instantly repealed. I think that it's already has its tentacles working through the healthcare system and the hospital systems and doctors and things like that. I know that with the increase in premiums skyrocketing, I know that with the state exchanges going under, with not having a lot of choices left, with the doctor shortages that are happening, I believe that the appetite, shall we say, to repeal it and replace it is certainly strong enough. But again, just saying one thing and doing another are two different things. And I think, as I said before, the tentacles of this program are already out there. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult than what we think. But I think that in the end, it will implode under its own greed and eventually be replaced fully.
I think we have seen where Obamacare is, a lot of people saying it's untenable. This thing won't last. It's already falling apart now. During the time when the debate was on, there were a few little plans that came out, but they weren't really taken seriously. Do you think the Republicans can actually come up with what would be considered a comprehensive plan that would address some of the concerns that those saying, well, if you repeal Obamacare, you're going to have some problems in coverage? Do you think Republicans can come up with a sufficient plan, or is this something Donald Trump's going to have to come up with his advisors?
No, I do think that that the Republicans already have a couple of different plans that they've been working on for quite some time, and I think it's just a matter of taking those plans, revitalizing those plans and putting them forward. One of the things that I think the Trump administration is going to do is take a hard look at a lot of different plans and try to piece together some of the best parts of each one of these plans. I know, again, that Paul Ryan and the House Republicans have a plan, AMEC has a plan, and I'm sure there's going to be a few other plans that may be floating around there as well. So I think with Donald Trump's intellect and his ability to hopefully appoint the right people in the right positions, I think that we're going to have a robust discussion about the nature of the plans, and he'll ultimately make a decision, and his administration will bring that forward to the American public and say, look, here's what we're going to do. What do you think? And like I said, I think he's going to be a person for the people.
The Republicans, of course, in charge of Congress, can they pass something like this without Democratic support?
It's going to be tough. I'll be honest with you, it's going to be very tough. And as I've been saying, for the folks that voted to make America great again and for real change, I just want to caution them that this is not going to be that easy. We're going to be fighting the Democrats every step of the way, the George Soros, MoveOn.org people, the fake protesters that have been paid $15, $18 an hour that don't even vote to go out and protest Donald Trump. We're going to be fighting them. We're going to be fighting the Democrats in Congress. We're going to be fighting, believe it or not, the Republicans in Congress as well. There's going to be a lot of rhino establishment types that may not want to do wholesale changes on a lot of these different things, including trade and immigration as well as healthcare. So we've got to be diligent. We've got to be vigilant. We've got to be focused. We've got to be active. We've got to be involved. And there's going to be many times where we're going to need to contact Congress and email and fax and phone to make sure that we put the political pressure on our leaders to say that we voted for this type of change and we want this type of change to take place.
You mentioned George Soros. I noted that it seems like, I think today now they are done from their 3-day meeting behind closed doors, the Democrats anyway, coming up with something. Some people say it's regrouping to say, are we irrelevant or not? But it could also be a strategy coming forward. Do you expect a lot of opposition from people like George Soros and the others to oppose no matter what it is that a President Trump would put forward to replace Obamacare?
Absolutely, without a doubt. Look, George Soros, he's a Nazi propagander. This is a currency manipulator. This is somebody that put over $25 million into Hillary Clinton's efforts to win the presidency, not just to mention that, but also MoveOn.org, Democrat Alliances, all the other groups that are out there. They put millions of dollars into Hillary Clinton. So they are revengeful. They want their money. They want what's coming to them, so to speak. So they are going to be enemy number one to a Trump administration. And these folks are going to use their biased friends in the media. They may even do campaign attack ads for certain issues, whether it be immigration, whether it be healthcare, things like that. They may do more fake rallies, paying people $18 an hour to do more rallies in front of the White House for no immigration reform. So I want people to know that you're going to have to be active. You're going to have to stay active. This is a slugfest. This is a fight that we must win, and we will win with enough pressure from we the people on our members of Congress to enact the change that we voted for.
All right, Josh Bernstein, always great to talk with you. Thanks for being with us. He's the host of the Josh Bernstein Show, also official spokesman for the Association of Mature American Citizens. Stay tuned. We're going to continue the whole post-Trump, post-Hillary election and the race there, and talk about some of the riots that we're seeing, specifically up the street in Portland with Joe Messina. So keep it tuned right here. More coming up on Focus Today.